Holy shit, look at that guy on the wrong side of the highway. He's going to kill somebody.
God!
Hey! Hey!
What's going on? Joker wants to race. All right, come on, let's go, let's go.
Put your window down!
He wants something. He's probably drunk.
You're going the wrong way!
What?
You're going the wrong way!
We're going. Yeah, how could he know? Thank you. Thank you.
You're going in the wrong direction! You're going to kill somebody! You're going the wrong way!
What is it?
Hey, come on. Let's go, Captain Lindpress. Try again. Hey, everybody, is there a window open? I feel a draft. Huh? Ah. Wanted a kiss and call your mother. Oh, that was a good one.
Hey, prehistoric forest.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Andy. I shouldn't have called the apple fritter a donut.
Really? What changed your mind?
Well, might have been that 2x4 you hit me with out there. Hurts here, a little bit here, but mostly here.
Yeah, well, Miss, are apple fritters donuts?
Absolutely.
I knew it. Yeah, well, anyways, I'll have a waffle.
Ahoy, friends. It's me, Dave Landau. After a long night on stage, I like to kick back with a captain's hat and a fine cigar and watch the Dennis and Andy show. These guys are huge nerds, but they're the kind that you actually want to hang out with. Enjoy them. I do.
We're going to be using aliases our next job to relate to each other by your Christian names. And I don't want any talk about yourself personally. That includes where you've been, your wife's name, where you might have done time, or a bank maybe you're robbing. Here are your names. Mr. Brown, Mr. White, Mr. Orange, Mr. Blue, and Mr. Pink.
Why am I Mr. Pink?
Because you're a faggot, all right?
Why can't we pick our own colors?
No way, no way. Tried it once, doesn't work. You have 4 guys all fighting over who's going to be Mr. Black, but they don't know each other, so nobody wants to back down. No way, I pick. You're Mr. Pink. Be thankful you're not Mr. Yellow.
Yeah, but Mr. Brown is a little too close to Mr. Shit.
Mr. Pink sounds like Mr. Pussy. How about if I'm Mr. Purple? That sounds good to me. I'll be Mr. Purple.
You're not Mr. Purple. Some guy on another job is Mr. Purple. You're Mr. Pink.
Who cares what your name is?
Yeah, that's easy for you to say. You're Mr. White. You have a cool-sounding name. All right, look, if it's no big deal to me, Mr. Pink, you want to trade?
Hey, nobody's trading with anybody. This ain't a goddamn fucking city council meeting, you know? Now listen up, Mr. Pink. There's 2 ways you can go on this job. My way or the highway. Now what's it gonna be, Mr. Pink?
Jesus Christ, Dennis. Fucking forget about it. It's beneath me, you know? I'm Mr. Pink. Let's move on.
I'll move on when I feel like it.
Woo, gotcha.
Well, hello, everybody. It is the Dennis and Andy show, and you might not recognize that gentleman to the right of me. It's not Billy Tucci. It is not Abra's 2 cents, who also joined the show last week. It is the one and only Dennis Turner, who named me Mr. Pink.
That's right, Mr. Pink. Boy, that is awesome to come back and to see another one of those awesome. I'm assuming that was a Bell Winters production.
It was for the professionals that had a little longer of an ending with the professionals theme. So I played it last night, but I thought you would enjoy seeing it.
That is obviously first time I have seen it. That is great. Glad to be back. Long trip, but fantastic time. Was out in San Francisco and Virginia City, Carson City, Reno. You know, good times. Glad to be back, though. Glad to be back to my home.
You know, the one thing I learned from that video there is I think you would look good shaving that head, buddy. You saw it. Keep the goatee, shave it. You look good.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's straight. Hey, all I can say is we'll see. Sorry, guys. It's I'm going to be a little sweaty today. We got home super late last night. I didn't even get up to the studio. And lo and behold, when I got up here, the AC went out. So, you know, I've got one of the great HVAC guys. He's here hooking it up and fixing it right now. So crossing my fingers. So it is a hot, stinking mess over here. So I will be sweating heavily because it's probably 85, 90, 95 degrees up here. It's hot.
Well, you missed a very good Garden State.
I am glad you guys had a great time. Have you got to talk about it yet?
No, it was fantastic. Our guest was there. That's where I met him, so we can talk to him about it as well. Had a good time at the little Saturday night drinking cigar shindig outside. It was really good. And here's the best part, Dennis. Hold on. Let me make sure I do. Let's see. Oh, look, Dennis.
Oh, Chris was there. You got it in person. Look at that.
Oh, yeah, I do.
What an absolutely amazing paint job. Yeah, look at that. Even the blood on the axe and everything.
Yep, he added a little bit of gore to the axe and stuff. So
Chris Thayer did it. So that means you got to meet him in person. Kind of jelly on that one. So congrats.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Fun to hang out with. Chris says, glad you like it. We certainly do. He took a first man with him. So when he gets time, we're going to figure out something so he can paint the little first man up and do that. Randy says, do a close up. All right, let me see how well that looks. Hold on.
Yeah, you did.
It really depends on how well the camera focuses if I push it that close to it. Focus. Oh, there we go.
There it goes. Very awesome.
Yeah. So there you go. So yeah, it was a fun show, fun time eating out, you know, with the guys on Saturday night. And then the cigar thing was cool. The convention was great as always. Already looking forward to next year. I told you the dates. Everybody watching, hear me now. I told Dennis the dates for the Garden State Comic Fest a year from now. He now knows the dates, so there can be no shenanigans about, well, when I booked this trip, I didn't know the dates. So, just saying.
Wow. Glad to come back and get all the shade thrown at me. Love it.
Whatever.
Feels like I never left, Andy. Feels like I never left.
2 weeks worth to fill in on you, buddy.
You gotta admit, Billy did a great job. I got to see a little bit of that one, and you know, your other guest stars, I'm sure, did great. I'm sure they did a fine job.
The only other guest we had last week was Billy and Abra at the same time, and the bulk of it was talking about Superman's costume. I don't even know if you've seen those photos yet because you just got back.
Nope.
Of his costume. But if you were to go to my Facebook timeline, it lines up the 6 major Superman actors in costume, and you could see it that way. So,
Oh, yeah.
search the internet and see it as well.
How small were the cells on the rock? Guys, I actually have picture. We'll save that one maybe for a special stream or something. But I actually I was able to use my palms and palm both of the sides of Alcatraz, and I was able to reach and touch the top of the ceiling. They are indeed small. And
hey, you know what was great? You might have felt it was 3 o'clock here last week. That means it was noon where you were. So sometime between noon and 1 o'clock your time during our show last week with Abra and Billy, you might have felt a few knives, because I told him how you showed a picture where you could touch the cell walls.
Yeah.
Right. And, you know, Abra's never met you, but Billy has. So Billy knows that your inseam is like Peter Dinklage long, right? Very short inseam. And I said, but the photo he didn't post, but he sent me privately, is the one where he sat on the cot in the cell and his little legs dangled. So, and the cots aren't that high off the ground. So
I'm assuming all those daggers, there wasn't just one dagger. There had to be a lot, because I felt a lot of uncomfort the whole 2 weeks.
Yeah, there was. Let's bring on our guest. He is the creator, writer of Project Naosis. I'm sure I butchered that, but I won't butcher his name. It's Paul Thayer. Hello.
Project Naosis, Omega 29.
Naosis. There you go. Yep,
Yeah,
Dennis went to Alcatraz last week, Paul.
Nice. How was
Yeah,
that?
they tried keeping me there. But once they met me in person, they're like, nah, Andy's wrong about you. You can leave.
Let him out.
I called up his wife, and I'm like, what the F? You were supposed to come back by yourself.
You know, the funny thing is, when you got put in solitary confinement, the rooms were a lot bigger and nicer than the regular rooms. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Did you
sure they didn't just clean them up
over there?
What was that?
Did you take a boat over there to get to Alcatraz? Is that how it works?
Yeah. You take a boat over, and we had done a morning tour where I got lots of pictures of all around the bay, going under both the Bay Bridge and the Golden Gate, and then you got all around Alcatraz. So I got great outside shots. Then that afternoon, we actually go in and you take the boat over, and it drops you off, and you can stay there for as many tours as long as you want. You just have to
Really?
get a boat back. Yeah, we stayed for quite a while. They have an award-winning audio tour, so you basically put on your headphones.
Yes,
They're fantastic. Yeah.
What was the cost for one person for a tour? Do you remember?
Nope.
How long? No, that's not what I was going to ask. So you went in the morning, like average of like how many people were on the tour with you? I mean, do a lot. I'm sure during different times of year, but like, was there a lot of people?
Oh yeah,
with you?
There were a couple hundred that on the boat that go over.
Really?
They disembark, and then you walk up. So you walk up, if you got a physical challenge, they have a cart that'll take you up, a little trolley that'll take you up. And it's really cool because when you get up there, you can take pictures and see all the different views from on your trip up. And then you walk in, and then they give you your audio tour, and you can follow it real time. You know, like here at the Biltmore and other places, you walk in and it'll say push number 11 to here.
Oh yeah,
it's real time, and the audio tour is narrated by some of the original inmates, and as well as some of the correctional officers that were there. So it's all them. They aren't like they're not professional actors and stuff. And it takes you real time through everything. It is really cool. It is an experience. And then they have live tours there, so you can pause it. Like we walked into one and they were talking about rehabilitation, the library, why it was so important, some of the stuff, and you can just pause it and go in and do it. So the Alcatraz tour was fantastic. Probably one of the high points in that, and then the trip under the bridge and stuff. That was great. That was really the best part of San Francisco.
Nice. Oh, what? You told me you loved the bathhouses after Susie went to sleep for the night and you snuck out.
Yeah.
Oh, was I not supposed to say that on stream? I'm sorry.
Oh. So anyway, enough about me. I heard all about this project, and Andy already had told me privately, thumbs up on it, and I need to read it. So
now we're going to get to it.
Forward to hearing from Paul. So Paul, tell me about this.
Wait. We're going to get to it in a second. Hold on. We got a lot of show ahead of us.
A lot of show.
There you go, Dennis.
Oh. Huh.
Have you seen these, Paul?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I feel
I'm on Twitter all day. I have to consume.
Oh,
so,
yeah. I get it.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw that might even be the beginning suit.
That's kind of what I'm wondering, if this isn't the final.
I saw a picture today. It was like a darker blue, and he had the darker blue on. He still had the Speedo going, and he was dark.
Is it still kind of baggy looking like this one? I mean, look at that.
Yeah, but you know it's CGI. They'll clean it up.
See, okay, let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
Somebody else mentioned that.
Yeah.
And this is my thought on that. I don't know why they would waste the money when they could literally make a suit that fits properly out of the gate.
Like,
I mean, look,
like,
you know what I mean?
I saw Wolverine, his arms they're showing in the trailer. And if you look at the seams are all digital because they actually CGI'd his arms on there. They CGI'd his arms to put it on that for those scenes.
Right. I saw that video clip as well. And I was like, but see, that's different because for this, that's like, oh, well, look at the wrinkles around like his elbows and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's go in and take those out. When it's like, well, why don't you just build a costume with the proper material where you don't have to take that shit out? You know what I mean?
And if it is the beginning suit, which it might be supposedly like his mom made it or something. I don't know. I saw a bunch of different things, but I don't know how the mom would make those.
I know that's a hell of a tailor with all that piping and shit.
Yeah, with the shoulders and everything.
I was going to say, I agree with Trusty. I like the brighter colors. I mean, I don't have a problem with the colors at all. But man, you're right. The bagginess, everything about it. It looks like I hate to go back to Christopher Reeve and stuff like that because his was so damn simple. But honestly, I'll take that over this. And I think Paul might be onto it. Is they'll probably CG the shit out of this. But the question is, why? Why do you need to do that if that's what your final goal is? And Kelsey, hey Kelsey, good to see you again. Spend the money where it counts. His package.
Kelsey in the house.
Oh man!
I like the symbol. But he's Star-Lorded up. It's James Gunn doing DC, so they're all like they got the MCU suits on.
Yeah.
So you guys have been on obviously Twitter and seen this for a while now. Is their reaction pretty close to what mine was, or what?
Yeah, no, the reaction is pretty much mediocre to bad.
Okay.
So it's basically the arms are real arms, sleeves are CGI. Art of Roy says other way around on Jackman's arms. The arms are real, the arm sleeves are CGI. So that's not what I saw.
No, I saw that they CGI'd it and the fabric moves back and forth with the video. And then you actually see the scenes in the trailer where he's full arm and there's no CGI. It just looks like the suit.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out in a few weeks, but it's all good.
Well, hey,
I think the other thing too is I agree with Kelsey. I'm not a big fan of the S on his chest the way it is, but he does have an S on the back of his cape again, Dennis. So
I want to mix it up. I want to mix it up a little bit. I think that's like more like the Kingdom Come S, right? Yeah. Similar.
It is. I mean, you could definitely. Okay, so here's.
So are you saying there's two different S's on the same costume?
No.
Oh,
same S.
He's saying that. Well, there's the S on the back of the. It's the same S, but it's on his cape as well.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
So I look at it like this: like the original S, which everybody looked at and said, "Oh, it's an S."
Yeah.
Even on Henry Cavill's costume, you're like, "Oh, it's an S." But then when Lois Lane said, "What's it stand for?" obviously he wasn't going to say, I don't even think he was named Superman yet, because that's what we name him, right?
Yeah, he's Hope.
So he basically, and I liked it, that he said, oh, this is basically a symbol of hope from my planet.
Yeah.
Which is okay. Now, I can see James Gunn taking it further, so it still kind of has a S feel, but it also definitely looks more like a symbol from somewhere else. You know what I mean?
They also the symbol's very similar to how they're doing they have an animated show that they have with the S in there. I guess they're trying to like correlate all those things.
And yeah, I mean, this is what most people were saying. This is what we said last week. The suit is ash, looks like a very thick cold weather diver suit. You know, Billy thought it looked like one of the tight-fitting leather motorcycle jackets that guys wear.
Oh, could be. I was thinking more like the divers. I was thinking it was neoprene or something.
Just screams.
But the point is, there should be no wrinkles in that suit.
No.
Yeah. Especially, this was a point I brought up last week too. Christopher Reeve did it. Henry Cavill did it. This guy did it. They go to the gym and work their ass off. This guy worked his ass off for a year to pack on this much muscle because he was, and it's like, and then he goes and puts this on, and you know he's looking in the mirror going, "You got to be fucking kidding me! What the hell did I jack out for? I didn't need," because the dude's ripped. Like, let's say that is the final costume, right? I would have pulled James Gunn aside and said, "Look, I love being Superman, but you know, getting a six pack is not easy. If I knew the suit wouldn't even show it, I would have just bulked up." And not even worried about cutting up. You know what I mean?
They did that with Aquaman. He just put on the suit with the muscles on it. And he looked the same because you're used to Jason Momoa looking jacked, so no one noticed.
Yeah.
I mean, or they could have saved the money and just did what Shazam did over
yeah, I mean,
over Chuck.
Zachary Levi did work out, but I think going into it, he might have known, what's the point? You're not going to see it.
Right.
Yeah, that last one was atrocious.
Yeah. But anyhow, let's get to our show with your book. But before we dive into what it's about, Dennis, you know how we start with new creators. We don't just start with the project. Have you forgotten the question you always ask?
I don't forget. It's like riding a bike. Even when you fall off, you get back up, throw it off a cliff, run down the cliff, grab the bike, and then get back on and ride it. So
that's right.
Origin story. We always like to find out about your origin story. So, do you remember the first comic book that you either bought or were given? And how did that translate into you getting your first job into doing whatever you're doing in comics?
So, the real book that I remember, like I would say the first book was like maybe the soft cover of the Dark Knight one with the Batman on the front. That's the first one I remember. And I remember the second one too. So the Dark Knight was the first thing I really dived into. That was my first like Batman with the Batman animated series. Loved comics, you know, big comic nerd. I still get comics religiously. And I love everything, you know, out there. And, you know, I was on and off, you know, I've had my jumps where I've read a lot of stuff. I've taken off years of not reading it. And I was doing a lot of different jobs. You know, I have a high sales background. I've done construction. And when I was doing construction, I thought of like a great idea for a superhero comic of my same complaints that I have with comics these days is why is there multiverse? Why is everything do over in every 3 issues? Like my main complaints. And I was like, what if I did a story that wasn't like that? And I'll make it myself. So I was just doing my job, thought of an idea. And then in 6 months later, I had my first book, picking up my own team. So I've been doing it ever since.
So no real, like when you were in school and stuff, did you have an interest in writing and whatnot, or?
No. So so like I said, I was doing construction. I was originally in the laborers union. I did sales all before. And then I got back into LA Fitness. I ran 11 LA Fitnesses for quite some time. And I was doing that with this, but I was just building it up. I just Googled how to write a script, and I saw the formats, and I saw, you know, and I break it down like, you know, page and what panel, and then just write everything out. Yeah. And I do it a little differently, but when I sent that script to all my artists, you know, they feel like it worked well. So, you know, and I have different processes, but I'm self-taught on everything. So I write the book, I edit the book, design it. And, you know, we've just been pushing ever since. I did get my first paid work about a year ago, which a book that hopefully they'll drop soon. And yeah, I've just been rolling through it.
Awesome.
We're on 8 single issues. This is my 8th single issue, and we have 1 trade.
Nice.
Oh, very cool. So how did you wind up hooking up with the artist for this project then?
So the one who's on our current Kickstarter right now, Samuel Marquise and Prasad Rao. Samuel Marquise I picked up on Omega 20 #1. It's my prequel story, and he did so well, and I love the way he drew the characters. It resonated on how I kind of saw them, and I thought it was a great look, and we've just been going at it ever since. So he did Omega 2090 1 and 2 with me, which is our prequel books, and then he started on Project Naosis 2 and 3, and now he's on Project Naosis 4, which is this new Kickstarter.
Cool. Which I totally forgot, because I want to play the trailer. I got to unshare it and reshare it because I totally forgot to click the stupid share audio button. Such a pain since they updated this this thing. All right. Now we got it to where I can share the audio once we get to it. Oh, actually, before I do that, I just want to, well, we'll go through the campaign because I have, when I met Paul in Garden State and he hooked me up with a couple of the books and stuff to read. And like Dennis said, I read them and I was just like, wow, this stuff is really freaking cool.
Thanks.
And the art is fantastic. And, I've always said, Dennis can definitely go, yep, I'm an art guy. I'll buy something that, dude, I agree with that too. Comic Kelsey says, sort of reminds me of Karen Grant on Gazillion. I love that book Gazillion. If you haven't seen it, I think it was only like 1 issue, but it's so cool. And it was some of Karan's early work, but it's really good. So anyhow, I'll back stuff sometimes just because of the artwork, and then I'll read it and be like, but the art was great. I'm satisfied. So I knew just from looking at this stuff, because I saw this, before the con, I saw your project and stuff. And I had no idea you were going to be at Garden State. So it was cool that you were there, and I got them. And I was like, yeah, this stuff looks great. Then just reading it, it really is a good, fun story. So, and it moves along at a nice pace. So yeah, I mean, I dug it.
Yeah, my main thing always was like, it is art first, even though I am the writer.
Sure.
Nothing I get more upset about in the world is when you go to a comic store or you're at a Comic-Con, you see this beautiful cover and it's bag and boarded and you think that's the comic you're about to read, and you open it and it's completely different artwork. And all my cover A's are always the guys who do the interiors. So
right.
Cool.
All right, I'm going to play the trailer and then we'll go from there.
Welcome to Project Naosis Episode 4,
you guys
a
can hear,
superhero
right?
sci-fi adventure for lovers of X-Men, Mortal Kombat, and the Avengers. But in our world, there is one rule, that there is no multiverse or do-overs, making the stakes get raised with every single issue. In the year 2090, a speedster named Crimson Pain rised up and eliminated all the heroes in existence, sending the world into utter chaos, leaving the government to initiate Project Naosis, granting the best soldiers and warriors a serum unlocking super enhanced abilities, making them the biggest threat to their enemies. The Project Naosis unit has no jurisdiction and the highest form of authority to kill Crimson Pain and all that stands with him. Follow our team as they fight for justice and to save the world from the new order that has risen. Join us and let's make this into reality yet again. This is Indie Comics. This is Project Naosis.
Oh, nice and tight trailer too. Look at that.
Come on, I got the pitches down. You saw me. I'm rolling.
I know. Ethan asked you what the pitch was, right?
Bam.
And bam, you nailed it out. So, which is good because, some people blah, blah, and you don't want that. So
nope. Got it down to a science and we're rolling.
Well, shit. I still want you to talk about it and stuff. You did a great job in the trailer too, pitching it. Cause usually after the trailer, it's like, scroll down, tell us more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job in the trailer.
Yeah. I can go in more detail.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead. Let's do that. I'll scroll through it. Then we can go through like the tiers and stuff too. Cause guys, one thing to point out is there's 9 days to go on it. He has met the goal, but of course we like to go higher and higher. So keep that in mind. Yeah, I mean, just explain whatever you'd like and stuff.
Okay, so yeah, so first, all these books are 80 to 85% made prior to me even putting out this Kickstarter. So this book will ship out in August. I'm getting the last pages of colors now, and then we're going to be lettering it after I review how everything lays out. But yeah, Project Naosis, the main thing is no multiverse or do-overs. You're never going to have a redo, and we kill the shit out of people in our books. And
He's not lying.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun with it because I always wanted to always put the test of powers and who can do what. And that's just like the first layer of things. Of course, we're building on the story with every single issue.
Yeah.
But this is really the Kickstarter for episode 4, which is our 5th installment of our main ongoing series. And this is a great hopping on point for new readers. So if you're a new reader and want to start from here, you can. That will be our first page. It's going to basically be the news team recapping of what just happened in the previous volume. Basically, you have this classified unit that is there to kill off the super enhanced rebellion. And now by the end of issue 3, the world knows they exist. And now the world will say, hey, these are superheroes, but they're not superheroes. So now we're going to get the effects of how that will correlate once they're now in the public eye when they're not really supposed to be.
Oh,
very cool. Schism asking, I went along that same vein that he did. It kind of feels like Mortal Kombat in a way. Is that kind of like the vibe you're going with?
Yeah. So even in the title, meets Mortal Kombat. Like one of my big inspirations, like from even when I was a kid, was playing those Mortal Kombat video games, and I love those fight sequences, and that's really what I want. All my books are like 40 to 60% action. I really try to keep that in there, especially for only having 1 to 3 books come out a year. I want to make sure it's fulfilling. So. Yeah, those are some pages of our characters. That's one of the super enhanced villains, Banshee. She's a screecher. She can screech and blow your eardrums out while she has like mechanical cybernetic jaw and cybernetic legs. And then we have Hellsate, shoots fire. Super cool stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. That's one of the fight scenes that we'll see.
Do you, with the artist, when it comes to the visuals and stuff, do you just give him like basic outline of what the character is, and then he works up some designs? You guys go back and forth. How'd you come about these designs with the artist?
So I originally did the concept art before I even made the books.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had a couple of the characters already leveled out. I would usually take a sketch, which I can't draw, but I'll try. And then I'll take a lot of Google images on how I want it to kind of appear, like the materials wise and like the smoothness or if it's rough. And then we just go back and forth. So like some of the characters I did with certain artists, it's just a back and forth collab to see what works. I do actually have, after the cover options, you'll see actually how the final concept arts come out for some of our characters. But we bounce back and forth on it. I had Samuel customize the 2 new characters, which is Voltage and Imperium. But I really give everyone an arsenal of what to begin with. So there's not too much of jumping around on what to do and not many things to change.
Right. Oh, that's cool. Very cool. Here we go. Some of the new characters.
Yeah.
I love this stuff. This is the stuff I think is really cool.
Yeah. So we designed this character. Voltage was actually planned to be in issue 2, but the scripts get bigger, things change. And I basically thought, so this main superhero team was killed by the super enhanced speedster. And of course there was other superheroes that existed, but clearly they all went into hiding. And I wanted to show that when the people see these new heroes come back, they now have the courage to come into the spotlight as well. And this is one of the characters that will be coming out. Think of like a Daredevil, Luke Cage kind of like street level character. And now they're going to be brought in as well. So he's a electricity based character. He's going to have red electricity. Awesome. And then that's his father figure-esque person that he's a partner with. And that's Imperium. These 2 are actually going to get a 1-shot this year. That's in production as well. We have like 18 pages of that done. And,
cool.
Yeah. We're waiting for that.
Nice.
So is the one
dude,
going to focus in just on that character, maybe their journey into getting their powers, or okay?
Mm-hmm. So only one of those 2 have powers. The other person is just, you don't know what he is yet, and it's just a big cybernetic arm. So that book is really telling you where they were before, because them entering in Project Naosis is going to be something totally different that happens in these next 2 books that change our world again completely.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And we've done one shots before, and we've done the concept art of like when we shot designs.
Oh, hold on, full screen. Yeah,
full
hold
screen.
on. There we go.
You know, like just how the final concepts came out. And that's not how we made Crimson Pain, but he was showing different ideas on how he wanted his armor to be. And I was like, oh my God, let me put that in there. So I did. And then let me see if there's one more. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So we're going to put those in the back of the book as well.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Yeah. People love seeing that stuff. All right. So we got some stretch goals, $6,000 Crimson Pain trading card.
So that's the hybrid trading card. We've done those already. I have thousands of them. So if we hit, I'm just using that as the concept. Crimson Pain is our main supervillain, the Speedster. So we would have a trading card for him if we hit that 6K. Like I said, I fund the comic. So 6K is really where we make our money. You know, where we're at now is wonderful, and I'm glad everyone's getting these books.
Sure.
But once we hit there, then I'll start throwing in the extra cool stuff.
Right. Oh yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, bookmarks, more trading cards. I'd love to build out a deck. I loved Yu-Gi-Oh! And all that stuff when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Are you Kickstarter only, or do you do it on other platforms as well?
So Kickstarter, this is our 8th. We done one Indiegogo for the trade paperback we did really well on. So yeah, we'd be doing Indiegogo most likely as well for this. I don't know if I'm only going to do it for the big things that I do, you know, to just keep it distant, but I don't, you know, I didn't want to put them all at once because I don't want it to like drasp everywhere.
Sure. Well, that's cool, man. Let's oh, look at this. Even artwork. Yeah, what? You're clean shaven here, Paul. What's going on?
Clean shave.
You gotta have that.
I got that.
You gotta have this guy. You gotta just send it back to him. Go, dude, add the beard and stuff.
Yeah. So for a while, when I was the VP for LA Fitness, it was like the Yankees. It was an inch or nothing, so you had to shave your face all the time.
Really?
That was corporate as it gets.
Damn.
And so I used to have the clean face all the time, but now I'm back to the beard again. So.
Well, there you go.
Samuel drew all of these. That's our artist. That's Prasad.
Oh yeah.
Pete does all the lettering from our book. He makes all that cool intro pages and all my ad pages. He's the man. Posted some cool pics from all the Comic Cons. I do New York Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, WonderCon, Baltimore. I travel. You know, we're having a
really
great
cool.
time. Yeah. So
I'm
trying to post some of the stuff that we do. After all my cons, I post them on Twitter and Instagram of everyone that lets me take a picture of them. Some people don't want pictures, but I try to get all the pictures because they matter.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to your top, and we'll go through some of the tiers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good super action pack, crazy high stakes. You know, you can't go wrong with this.
Yeah, I mean, so you can get number 4, $5 digital. Not a bad deal.
Right to your email.
That's right. Let's see. $10, you get the actual book. So there you go.
Yeah, we have cover B and then cover C, and then cover A went down because I don't know, Kickstarter was weird and they did this late pledge thing trying to do the Indiegogo stuff, and I did it and it just reorganized all my stuff. And then even though I hit no, that I changed it last minute that I didn't want to do late pledges, it still reorganized it differently. So
that's weird.
Yeah. So that's our cover B, which is our most popular. We have our cover C.
Yep.
And then we have our cover A, which is Crimson Pain holding the head of Odysseus, which is our fatality. You know,
that's probably the one I'll have to go for. I like cover A. So.
Yeah, I love it. We were originally going to do that cover for the trade, and then I already had 3 trade covers, and I was like, no, if I do a 4th, it's like insane.
Cool.
Thank you.
See?
Oh, there you go, Randy Howell.
See, and that's
Randy's a great guy.
The thing. You know, living in other countries, Andy and I know how much it is to ship, overseas. So that digital catch-up
on some of them because I kept it at a certain rate. Now I know like who's been backing the stuff where I change it to the rate that is, but everything's doubling or tripling for shipping. It's insane.
It is.
Dude, July 14th, new rates go into effect.
Yep. Again.
Ugh. There you go. All 3 covers. There you go.
Yeah.
Get the whole catch-up stuff.
So catch-up would include episode 0, 1, 2, and 3. So you're going to get 5 books plus because of the 4th one. I only showed the image of 4, but yeah, you get 5 books.
Okay, cool. Yep. Nice.
So all the single issues. Now, if you don't like single issues, you're like, hey, give me that awesome trade that you have. You can get the trade for $10 more, and then you would also get the episode 4 with it. The trade's amazing. You're better off getting the trade. But if you
It
like
is.
single
I can also vouch for that because I have it right here
nice
next to me. So all I need to do is get 4. So, but Dennis is real far behind.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
pressure.
since I'm coming over tomorrow, I think I'll be sitting down while you're doing whatever you want, and I'll just sit down and read them.
And you never know how people will interpret the book. So I get great reception. I'm glad you liked it. You know, so
yeah,
we're doing the right thing for someone. No school, man. No school. That's not me. So
I hear. Well, you know. Well, I mean, we know you graduated high school and stuff, so you're already a step above Dennis. When Dennis says no school, he actually means it. Like, you'd be surprised. He's a big guy, but it's because he was raised by bears in the woods of Montana, and he just learned to speak within the past 20 years. His wife did a great job teaching him how to actually speak and shower and stuff. Yeah. So he was raised by bears. That's why he's so girthy and has those short legs. Have you seen a bear stand up? Their inseam is ridiculously short, a la Dennis. So,
see, Paul, this is what you miss from if you don't watch us every week. It's the same thing. Andy picks.
See, Paul, when we come to New Jersey next year, and Dennis is with me, you'll go, holy shit, that dude is 6'1", and his inseam is as long as Peter Dinklage's.
Is that a bear?
Crazy.
I'm gonna go crazy.
You know, the funny thing is, it is funny because Tucci, we do have the same inseam. I am a lot taller than him. I take a lot of crap from Billy, but that's good.
That's right.
Good crap.
So you can get everything for $120.
Yeah, so you would get all of our
everything is
single
like
issues.
it says.
You would get episode 0, 1, 2, 3, episode 4. You would get our Crimson Pain one shot. You get Omega 1 and 2, and you get the trade. Can't go wrong. Ton of stuff.
Hell no. Nice.
And then if you want to click customize character on the left side, so you can see one of them that we did. So
our
Project Analysis books, all the way down. On our Project Analysis books, we do custom characters. So if you do want one, this guy actually got one before, so I know the character that we're going to do. And we can customize a character. Of course, it can't be George Clooney or, Dennis as a bear, but as long as it could be copyrighted under Project Analysis, we can do it.
And does the character get a grisly ending?
We can do cameos. If I do like the characters, like I really like the some of them that we did, I will probably be putting them in something else when we expand more.
Oh, there you go.
Because we make them together. So it's like you'll send me a face, you'll tell me powers, you can send me some cool images, and I'll make sure it's original after, and I'll make it like work.
Yeah, and then you make them sign a piece of paper. So if it hits like $100 million movie, you're like, thanks, pal.
Yeah, good looks.
Here's $5.
Yeah. A lot of people actually send me like superheroes, so it's just like about switching it up and making it work.
Yeah, no,
I made those armors to make sure it's like different.
Yeah, no, dude, that's cool. That's a good idea. That's cheap too, $200 or something like that. So
yeah, you can't go wrong. Don't you want to be in a book? I would have loved as a kid to be inside Batman at the end of the book.
Right?
Wow. Hey. Reword that. Nobody wants to hear you say I would love to be inside Batman.
Dude.
Gay Pride Month just ended. That was in June, Paul. Come on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize.
You would like to work alongside Batman.
Correct, yes. I would like to make a cameo.
Right.
A cameo where I would have
a
fight.
Exactly. Wasn't it in the All-Star Batman written by Frank Miller, drawn by Jim Lee? And didn't Batman talk Robin down so bad and even call him a retard or something?
I remember it was really like it was a very different take, and he was
he was yelling at him when they were driving somewhere in the Batmobile, and I think he did. He called Robin something, and I was just like, damn.
Yeah, ruthless.
Totally, man. It's like I don't need this shit. My parents just died, and you're calling me names. What the hell?
Yeah.
So, well, that's cool, brother. That looks really good, man. Really good.
I appreciate it.
So I'm excited for it. First, for basically, it's not your first book, but it's your first project, and I'm impressed out of the gate. I think it's really cool.
Thank you.
Very cool.
It looks very good.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff cooking up. Like excluding this issue, I'm making 2 different issues right now for Project Naosis as we speak, and then I also have one thing that's going to be different just for my publishing company.
Okay.
So we're getting ready. The more the merrier. I'm at a lot of cons. People want some new stuff, and we got it.
So which
I know, man, you are a traveling man.
What's up?
Which cons do you typically hit?
So I just started doing this full time 4 months ago, so now I'm more open to be doing all the cons. But the main ones I always do every year. I've been doing San Diego for 4 years. San Diego was actually the second con I got into. You have to, and for small press, for people that don't know, you have to send in your book. So like they have to like make sure it's like a book that's copyrighted and stuff like that.
Right.
And and they clearly liked it. And then I got into New York last year, which was really cool. I was blessed with a good spot. And, I do the New Jersey ones, Terrificons in August, which would be really cool. That's at Mohegan Sun.
Yep.
That's a great one for people that like gambling and nice restaurants and comic books. And I try to do as many as possible. I'm already like planning for next year, and already April, I'm booked the whole month. Like every week I'm doing something. So like,
wow.
I'm going to try to do something like that where I'm just like for 6 months straight, I'm just doing stuff every weekend.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So as
many as possible.
In April, are you doing South Carolina Comic-Con by any chance in April?
No, I'm doing Awesome Con, which is Washington, D.C. I'm doing there's a Super Jersey Comic Expo I just confirmed myself for. And then the other one I think is Chicago. I'll be doing Chicago.
Okay.
Oh.
You said North Carolina.
Greenville's a good show. So
what is it?
I'm not is it this? I don't have the calendar in front of me, but I know I was talking to Billy. Is it around the 6th? Something like that. So whatever weekend might be around April 6th.
And what was it called?
It's South Carolina Comic-Con. It's in Greenville. It's a really good show.
Yeah, SC Comic-Con is a great one.
Heroes Con.
Yep.
Yeah, so Heroes I'd love to go to too. Just because like I wasn't able to book all of them. Like the reason why I really decided to go, and I made it full time is because when I was doing my other stuff with it, it was just I wasn't doing any of this for 8 months, and was it was killing me internally, and I had to make the choice. And this is
dude. No, I hear you. It's you got to fit in what you can fit in. So I totally get that.
Yeah,
totally.
We're hyped. Look at those awesome character designs. Can't go wrong. Look, it's digitizing on his face. Anything I like in comics.
That I thought was really cool. I got to admit, I thought the color effect and stuff worked really well. For it in the book, and I thought that was a cool effect. So,
because they have. If they don't have the armor, they die.
Nice. All right, not too many spoilers now.
No. In a sense of like, the reason why I gave them armor is because if they fight the guys that dress like Superman and dress like Batman and they don't have armor, if someone like the Flash was an actual threat and did want to kill them, they would die if they got punched. So I want to make sure we have all that so they don't die. No spoilers.
Yeah. No, dude. Makes sense. It's very cool. We'll check back in it. Are you a football guy?
I'm a big UFC guy. Guy.
Oh, are you?
Mm-hmm. So I was gonna say, you said Alcatraz. I know the because I wanted to know how did the trip look far from the ocean to the jail? Was it far? Was it a long like ocean?
You
distance?
mean
are you getting to escape from Alcatraz? Are you going to ask Dennis now that he's been there? Do you think they made it?
Guys in the UFC, the Diaz brothers, they would swim there and back in one sitting.
Yeah,
really?
So it isn't so much the swimming;
but you could die.
The temperature of the water.
Yeah,
that's why they said it. Now we got to visit and see some of they're called dolphins, and they wear orange caps, and they're kind of like the polar bears, like we used to do up in the Midwest. In winter you go into the water. The dolphins. They swim, and we watched them swimming out in that water, and the water was really cool. So realize while we were out there, the temperature was in the 50s, and the high was like 71. Most of the time it was in the 60s. The water is cold. It only warms up, a little bit in late summer, early fall, really. So if they're escaping, you've got a small window unless you can really handle the cold, because as they're swimming, I mean, we were watching them. I didn't take a picture of one of the guys in the water, but we were watching them swim. His skin and everything was like bright red pink because he's so cold and stuff and going on there. So
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
They assume that if you're going swimming out there and you made it as far to escape, chances are you were not going to be able to swim to shore unless you were a great swimmer, and because it would be hypothermia that would catch you and basically drown you.
Yeah, these UFC guys are a different breed. Like, the reason why I like UFC is because I was big into football, but once your team leaves and they go to different teams, I want to follow those players, and then I felt like I'm unloyal. I'm unloyal, so I just gave up. I was, and we'll see how this goes right now. I don't watch football. I haven't watched it in a couple of years. I was a Cowboys fan.
Oh.
I'm a Cowboys for life.
So I'll send you a picture. I have the 3-time Super Bowl, when they won the dynasty, I have all their autographs and stuff for the.
Oh, now that's cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah. So we a big Cowboys guy. I always was, but then and then it was Tony Romo, and then after him, and I was just like, yo, where are they going? Like, it's just like it's a hard reset for me. So I followed players kind of now.
No, I get it. Dennis is a Packers fan. Yeah. I'm a huge Cowboys fan.
All right.
Oh
good.
yeah.
So I knew we had that.
I knew there was a connection.
Mm-hmm.
I knew
You don't know how you go though when you announce that. It's, especially me. I'm in New Jersey now, in New York my whole life. It's like you speak about it, you might have to fight someone. So it's like crazy.
Well, so you grew up there. I grew up in Maryland, right outside of DC. Yeah. When it was when the Hogs were wild with the Redskins and stuff, Joe Theismann, Riggo, all those guys. And everybody's like, wait, you grew up there and you're a Dallas fan? And it's like, my parents, or I shouldn't say parents, my dad just couldn't stand the Redskins, just couldn't stand them. And he wasn't a Cowboys fan either. My dad was actually a hockey guy. But
I couldn't stand the Eagles. That's who I couldn't fight. I couldn't stand
well, I mean, with the NFC East, I can't stand any of them except for my boys. But I got to be honest, I do like Jalen Hurt, the quarterback for the Eagles. Mm-hmm. So if I have to go for a second team in the East, I'll go with the Eagles over the Giants and the Redskins.
Yeah, the Giants are horrible.
I had that poster, Chris.
I know, that's why I'm laughing.
They have another new TV show. That's the only thing they always got.
They do
positive. Yeah. I
think it's. Is it on Netflix?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I saw it. I was like, they had one on HBO. They've had, they've done it. They just keep doing it. They're like, this is the one thing let's pump our money into.
It's the one thing they can just keep going with. I know it cracks me up, but I don't care. I'll take it.
And then
I don't even know if the Packers have cheerleaders.
They don't. They actually have the local college, I think, goes in there for it. They don't do cheerleaders.
So they got some thick farm girls coming out to cheer for the games on the sidelines.
Midwest farmers, daughters, girls.
Yeah.
And then the only thing I other watch is sports entertainment. That's wrestling. So I watch WWE still. That's my thing.
Man, I haven't watched. So, as a kid, I went to the Capitol Center, which is what it was called back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And they called it, that's where the Washington Capitals played the hockey team and stuff. Yeah. I went, I saw Bob Backlund. Mm-hmm. I saw Jimmy Snuka and Don Morocco have a go at it. What was that dude's name? It wasn't, I saw Andre, but it was another really big guy. Big John Studd, I think was his name.
And a lot of these guys,
I saw.
A lot of these guys are comic book guys too, So it's like they're all.
Oh no, I'm friends with. I'm buddies with Al Snow.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And I met Al in the year 2000 in Tampa. I was living there because of CrossGen Entertainment, comics, whatever. I moved there, and we were unpacking and I told my wife, hey, I think I'm going to go check out the comic shop. So I go and, I'm just looking around. This dude walks in and I told him the story afterwards, after we became friends. And I'm like, and I was really into wrestling, right? But, he's just wearing regular clothes.
Yeah.
I think he probably he had long hair. I think he had it pulled back into a ponytail and, he had the mustache, goatee, whatever. And I thought it was, remember the tag team duo? It was his name Bradshaw?
Yeah. APA.
Texas guy. He's totally into stocks and stuff. He's a real
John
smart
Bradshaw
guy.
Layfield. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was him.
Yeah.
Because they had really the same
Yeah.
look
The
out of the ring.
The Undertaker mullet. Yeah.
Yeah. So point is, he's paying and I'm behind him. And it was only like the two of us in the store. So it was the middle of the day and stuff. And he pays and he starts walking, towards the door. And I just thought to myself, it's now or never, right?
Yeah,
just to say something.
You gotta say, yeah.
So I said, hey, I paid for my stuff. I said, hey, are you a wrestler like that? And it was so funny because you could tell that he gets that a lot, right? So he wasn't rude. He was not standoffish in any way, but you could tell he had like his walls up, right? And he was halfway out the door. So that his back was holding the door open and I was still inside. And he's like, yeah, we're in town. And I was like, oh my God, dude, that's so cool. I love WWE. I said, yeah. He goes, oh, that's cool. And I go, yeah, I actually draw comics for a living, Marvel, DC. Now I'm working for CrossGen. Dude, as soon as that happened, that wall went down.
Yeah.
His eyes brightened up. He was like, no way. That's really cool. We talked for like 20 minutes, half hour in the parking lot. He pulls out a business card, writes his freaking cell phone number and email on the back. And he's like, give me a call. If you want to come to the show this weekend, I'll get you some tickets at will call.
Yeah.
So we've been friends ever since.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, all cool guys.
Yeah.
They're on the circuits.
Oh yeah. And then Shane Helms, the Hurricane, lives a few hours north of me.
Nice.
So yeah, he's a good cat. So yeah, I love that stuff. So
That's
yeah,
cool.
one of the which I can't announce yet, but you wouldn't know him because he's more new gen. But the book I'm doing is with a former WWE superstar. One of the books I'm doing.
Yeah, you can tell us off camera.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Yeah. I was gonna say the only TV I watched at all, the TV didn't even go on out of the 2 weeks. It was late one night. They did, I think it was A&E. They had the biography of Roddy Piper. And I was like, oh, and I made my wife watch it, and she's like, oh no. And I'm like, oh no. Piper and Hulk Hogan, I said they were my jam back in the day, all the way up through the NWO when he came on there. And I was like, oh my God, that was like my favorite stuff. Used to going to WrestleManias and any of the cage matches that they had. So we wound up watching that. My wife goes, other than Andre the Giant and Hulk, I have no idea who any of these people are. But I was
now
like,
you said you went to WrestleMania. You've been to WrestleMania?
I went to the one in Milwaukee. I went to quite a few of them in Milwaukee. I don't know if it was a WrestleMania, but it was one of the big ones because it was like the cage match.
Yeah, because
they're
50,000 front row, like for WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, probably. I doubt it was a WrestleMania, but I've been to a bunch of the pay-per-views.
Yeah.
And cool. I mean, cage match. I'm sure when it first started way back, that was a big deal. But I mean, almost every pay-per-view has something like that. But either way, it's still cool. I mean, remember when we went in town? Yeah. What was it, a year or so ago? Because I can still get tickets when they come to town. Yeah, and they're good because they're basically you're for the tickets that the wrestlers can get, friends, family, whatever. You're on camera side. Yeah. So the wrestlers are always performing right towards you because literally, if I look over to my right, the camera's like 10 feet away. Yeah. The main camera.
Yeah, dude,
So,
I got a bunch of pictures, and the lady wrestlers,
yeah.
they were first, and they were actually quite entertaining, and yeah, it was still good, and that's just it. I even said I was kind of giddy. I'm like, because it's been quite a few years since I went to one. I'm like, this just kind of brings me back because we used to go all the time. When I was younger, we would make the trip. They had a Brown County, I think, and then that was up in Green Bay, but those weren't always the big name ones. Milwaukee was where for me, or Chicago. They were all the big ones that we would go to.
Yeah,
did you watch the show on Netflix, Paul, about Al Snow's Mid Ohio Valley Wrestling?
No,
that he owns?
I did not. I think I know what you're talking about.
You got to watch it.
Yeah, I saw the
dude.
I think,
it is phenomenal.
Yeah, I love little documentaries like that when they really show all this stuff. They have one recently. They were doing they were selling they had guys at New York Comic Con trying to pick up stuff and sell stuff. I saw one of those on Netflix too. It was pretty cool. They got a lot of cool stuff there. Yeah, and Netflix is getting WWE in January, so it's gonna be a whole new world with that.
Are they going to air live stuff?
So they're getting 2 million views now. They're instantly going to get whatever it is. Their database is like 300 million. So it's like, they're going to have live shows every Monday. They have the rights to Raw for I think 4 years.
Really? They're dumping off of.
They're going full cable.
Wow.
What I was going to say, because what network plays Raw now? It's not TNT
USA.
It's USA. So USA, they're losing it because I assume it's Netflix.
They lost
exclusive.
it, and I think they're getting SmackDown. Fox had SmackDown. They're losing that, so they're just swapping. But Netflix is going to buy them out. That's it. It's done. They're doing boxing fights on there. They're doing so much stuff on there. Soon it'll probably just be TikTok when you go onto Netflix. It'll just be like little streams of people.
Yeah.
Oh God. Wow.
That's cool. In case you didn't see it, by the way, Andy and I went. We always do movie reviews. Iron Claw came out. I think it was at the end of last year. Yeah,
it was great.
Yeah, I loved it. I was honestly like, I couldn't sleep right after watching. I was like, holy shit,
dude! The ending was beautifully done.
Yeah,
but the story itself, because you're a fan, so you knew the story going in. I knew the story going in. Dennis probably did. Yeah. I watched those guys wrestle. I never saw any of those guys live in the 80s, but I watched them. I still got some wrestling magazines from back when I was a kid that has Kevin Von Erich on the cover and stuff.
Yeah, dude. Yep. No, I didn't know some of the stuff though. With the ankle and everything, I was like, "Yo, this is crazy." I thought.
You didn't know about the amputation of his leg and stuff?
No, I didn't know they let a guy wrestle like that back in the day, and he was still wrestling in WWE. I was like, "Wow, that's crazy."
Dude, go to YouTube and watch him wrestle Ric Flair when he doesn't have his leg. I mean, you don't know it, of course, but
crazy. And then back then, it was really just like a whatever. It was just a shoe, and you had, so like,
oh yeah.
Now it's I don't even know how he would move. Like I couldn't. I had knee surgery, and my leg was off for a bit. And when you couldn't move it, I was like, dude, your whole body doesn't work right, so you don't have something work.
I tore my ACL. Like over a decade ago, and actually 15 years ago, and it wasn't a complete tear. It was just it was a tear, right?
Yeah.
And so they did an MRI, all that, and the doctor's like, "How active are you, like in sports and stuff?" I go, "I don't know. I pretty much maybe toss the football, maybe basically maybe flag football if anything." Back then. He goes, "I would just put a brace on before you do anything." He goes, "The recovery is going to be worse than what you're going through now." So I never got the operation. So
I was because I was running all the gyms. I'm a big fitness guy. I'm back in shape now, thank God. But I was holding 315 on my back, and I heard my knee pop. And then I racked it. I was like, okay, I'm good. Take 2 steps, my leg just gave out. My knee shot through the side, but it went back in. But it shot through the side and blew my whole meniscus out. And dude, the worst. And I didn't do surgery for 3 months. I taught myself how to walk again with it because I was a psycho and wanted to do double work. And then I did surgery in December. And
I was going to ask how long you were laid up after that.
at least a month, and then I was fat for like a year. So like, it was
dude,
like,
it's So I tore mine playing softball, and I felt a pop. Like you could almost hear like this little pop, right?
Oh, it's the scariest thing in the world.
But I didn't go to the doctor for like a week.
Yeah.
And he's like, because it really didn't hurt. Like I finished the game. It wasn't until the next day when I woke up and my knee was just huge. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's a sprain. But then it just kept, it still didn't really hurt, but I couldn't bend it and stuff. So I went to a doctor like a week later. I got the MRI, and the doctor was like, I cannot believe you did this playing softball. I said, yeah, I was in the outfield and I twisted to go get a cat, whatever. He goes, I can't believe you just didn't buckle over in pain.
Yeah, it's
from not being able to walk. And I was like, no. So anyhow, I walked with a cane for a while, and that's that.
Yeah, it's weird, and that's what I'm saying. The surgeries today are next levels, but it's just night and day. It's some crazy stuff. What other movies did you guys review recently?
Well, we need to go see A Quiet Place now that Dennis is back.
Yeah,
it did really well. Did it?
Good.
Yeah. Did better than all the other movies that just came out.
I have been in an internet. It is a third world country almost out there. So unless we were in an Airbnb and then we were in a casino, but just traveling out there, there's like almost no internet. Like I couldn't even post pictures and stuff until I got back in at night. And no internet, no movies, no nothing. This is the most unplugged I have been in years. So I literally had 2 weeks of nothing. What was the last one we did? If?
No, I thought there was one after that. I honestly don't remember. That's just it. So we go see one every week.
Yep.
And then drop a review Friday morning, but it's been 2 weeks. So I honestly don't remember from, 2 weeks ago what the last one was.
I'm excited for Deadpool, but I'm going to be at San Diego Comic-Con that week, and I'm not going to see it. And I just know I'm just going to get spoiled like
Dude,
on Twitter. I'm already getting
spoiled. My daughter is so the same week as San Diego weekend is GalaxyCon in Raleigh.
Yeah.
And my daughter loves it. She's big into meeting actors and blah, blah, blah. So we went last year. We're going this year. We got our tickets, and I'm like, oh my God, Deadpool comes out. Luckily, Thursday night. The show's Friday, and the show on Friday doesn't start till like 1. So we got our tickets for Thursday night. Dennis got a ticket. The three of us will go, and then Friday morning we'll drive up, because that's with with most movies. I'm like, whatever. If I catch it a few days later, like A Quiet Place, right?
Yeah.
But with Deadpool Wolverine, I want to see it that night.
Yeah, because 1, awesome, and you'll get the best experience with that type of crowd, and then 2, it's just like you can't get spoiled. I'm already getting spoiled now. These people are crazy. They're like watching the sets, like taking pictures is nuts, dude. It's nuts.
Oh,
like,
I know.
I saw they dropped the Guy Gardner suit today, Mr. Terrific.
Oh, they did?
Oh,
I've seen Mr. Terrific. How's Guy Gardner look?
Oh, it's the worst one. See, I'm positive until I saw Guy Gardner, dude. It was
God damn it! Now I gotta look.
You're gonna look.
Yeah, he has like a white motorcycle jacket and like, oh no. And then they're all, so I forgot what the corporation is that like owns them. That's what the thing is like that group is owned by this corporation, and they all have the symbol on it.
Oh, Jesus.
But I don't know how he's part of a corporate machine, unless that's in the comics. I'm not too sure. And is a Green Lantern. I thought like Green Lantern is like, you're a Green Lantern. That's it.
Damn it. Hold on. I'm trying to. Do you know if they drop? I found one photo, but I want to see if I can find more than one.
Yeah, Fall Girl too.
Taskmaster Dan said Finian.
So you only saw the one photo? Is it where they're kind of walking away?
Yeah, he's like, I'll find it.
All right, I found it. I'll show it.
Yeah,
I'm very disappointed because
dude, I'm gonna send you this one, dude.
Oh my. All right, hold on. Where?
Like I said, you'll hear me nothing but positive, but this I can't say. There's nothing positive I can say about this.
Look at that. Hawk Girl looks fine, but look at Nathan Fillion. He's got the haircut at least.
Look at the.
But he's mostly wearing white. What the shit?
Look at the
I don't
message.
actually mind the jacket and all that because that's he kind of went that way in the comics for a bit.
Yeah.
But it's like he wears green. Oh.
Look at the DM I sent you. It's a front shot.
Oh, all right. Hold on.
Yeah, we got the front shot.
Let me just pull this down real quick. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, and I'm hyped. I need something good Green Lantern. I saw that they're going to do the TV show, which I hope is great. You know.
Oh, see, they got the emblem. I like okay, there it is.
Yeah.
I don't like the white. Why isn't it mostly? It should be reversed. It should be green.
Yeah, so he's corporate. That symbol. I forgot what it is. I forgot what they are. If anyone knows, drop it. But yeah,
dude, I'm calling it now. I'm calling it now. That is the Superman costume. If it changes, great. But if it changes, I'll say whenever we see this suit that he's wearing now, I will bet they don't do anything to tighten that up on him because they could have made the suit to fit that way on purpose out of the gate.
Yeah,
I'm
excited to see what they do with it because you hear so many things on like who the villains are. I don't want it to be too packed. You already got like 6 heroes in there. Now you're gonna add like 3 villains. You know, it never works well when they have more than 2 villains ever in anything.
And this is like the inaugural movie.
Mm-hmm. This is the start. I saw they had the Rick Flag dude in there. I think again they had supposedly it's Bizarro. I love Bizarro, so if they do Bizarro, I'm happy, boy. But,
wow, there, Kevin. Guy Gardner looks like he was riding a horse. That's exactly my thought.
Yeah, he does. And look at this. This is great.
It actually looks a lot like Battlestar Galactica, the original 70s series. If it was all brown, that looks like the Colonial Warriors outfit.
I'm happy it's not a CGI suit, but it's still, I don't know. It's not for me. He doesn't look like a Green Lantern to me. Like if I just
no. But if it was green, he would. And then we've got who's the short arse and a cape. I mean, seriously, as soon as I saw this photo, I thought, oh my God, Superman's not even taller than Guy Gardner.
And they got boots on him. They gave him 2 inches too. He's still smaller.
Wow. Thank you. But yeah, guys, if I want something exciting to bring back superheroes, so I'm holding my breath for Deadpool Wolverine here. But other than that,
Deadpool is going to be sick because it's Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds has a hand in it. You know, he's not going to let them.
They fought tooth and nail. I have been following that since the onslaught, fighting with Disney, trying to keep all of the crap out, all the good stuff in, and I will support this one because Hugh and Ryan and the entire writing staff went to bat and fought tooth and nail for it. So I want this to be great. I hope it is great, and I think they pretty much want it. So I'm hoping. But honestly, this could be the best hurrah, the last hurrah for superheroes in the movies because I see nothing interesting coming out at all.
Dennis, were you away when they announced Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah,
that's real.
Oh, see now that is cool. That is what I was saying when the 2 weeks you weren't here is it kind of gives me hope because they were on such a downward. Marvel was on such a downward thing, and then it's like that's good casting. So maybe good casting.
Well, I saw what they wanted to do originally, and they always change it. Was after the Avengers, they were supposed to do, like the same way they did Avengers, but do it for Midnight Suns, like do Blade, do Ghost Rider, do all these characters, and then they all meet up again, and that's the next event. But they can't even get the
problem is Blade is a shit show now.
Yeah,
I think the actor left it.
Kills vampires. Need to make it cool. That's it, dude. That's it.
Right. There's not after. I was just at the National Automobile Museum in Reno, and they've got Nick Cage's all of his Ghost Rider bikes and stuff there in the museum. So he's got the white one with all the flames and stuff on it, and then he's got all 3 versions are there, and they looked awesome.
Nick Cage's live action Spider-Man.
Cool.
Did you see that Nick Cage got cast for Spider-Man? Forgot
No.
that one. That's real.
No.
That's real. I'm pretty sure it's real.
Are you talking in Spider-Man 4?
No, Noir. He's doing Noir. He's going to play.
Oh, right. I heard that. I heard
live
that.
action.
Right. I did hear that.
Down for that. I love me some Nicolas Cage.
I mean, that's the reason I'd see it. I don't give two shits about Spider-Man Noir. So.
Yeah, with the fucking hat, with the mask on.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't care. But Nick Cage is just, I mean, he's really making a great comeback with doing
that
some good
movie
stuff, so.
Where he played himself is a great movie. If you didn't see that one yet.
Oh, that movie is fantastic, dude.
Oh, The Unbearable Weight of
yes.
I watched it on the plane and I couldn't breathe while I was watching it. I was
dude,
like,
it was a great movie.
Pedro Pascal was great in it.
Yes.
You know, like, here's the thing. I don't mind Pedro Pascal. You know, now when it comes to some of those dumb tweets and stuff, yes, they're bothersome. But as an actor, I don't mind him. As Mr. Fantastic, I just think it's going to blow.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I saw that they're gonna and I hate that they do. They it's set in the 60s. So clearly, by the end of the movie, Galactus eats the world, and they go into the MCU. You know, it's just it's too predictable.
I know it's going to be set in the 60s. I saw that too.
But it's going to be clearly another timeline. Galactus kills them. They move to the next place. Oh, we're MCU. There's Galactus coming.
It has to be because it's none of these. You know, the three of them or four of the Fantastic Four don't have slower aging in their power set. So you're doing it in the 60s. What? No, I don't know. But guys, we're getting to the end of it. I did refresh. So you're at 3,088 now.
Nice. Thank you.
And guys, definitely check it out. The link is in the description below. Show the campaign some love. If you want a good, fun superhero type adventure, you will dig this. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And if you don't, Dennis will pay you back.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't wait to check it out tomorrow when I get over to Andy's. And as always, guys, a lot of you will watch this later on replays up on our YouTube and Rumble. And we will leave the link to the Kickstarter right down there. So if you're watching it, you can just click and back.
That's right. And then, of course, get out of there. We've got KOR-DRATH The Awakening by myself and Dennis. Still going along. We're $48,810, 669 backers. Let's crush through 700 backers and, of course, 50 grand so we can open up that stretch goal. Do I have a graphic of it so I don't have to scroll? Let's see. I think I do. I do. That's right. We're getting close. And there's the next stretch goal, the Vordoom playable character card. It'll go perfect if you back the first campaign with those 4 playable character cards we already did. Now we're doing Vordoom. More stretch goals coming once we unlock this one. What's that?
This is sick. So you designed all this yourself?
Dennis designed the stats on the back.
That's awesome.
Yep. Andy's the cover art, all the fronts, Andy's art, and Dan Lawless with the color.
Yeah,
that's right.
I love trading cards.
Oh, these are 7x10.
So bigger, yeah.
Oh yeah. We want to. Well,
Randy's asking, Andy, I'll be buying Adriana shirts for 2. When you select a shirt, can we get the other shirts and sizes as add-ons?
I believe so, but if for some reason you can't, let me know, and I can make it so. I'll have to check, and I can check right after. So basically, Randy, in the next day or so, I'll make sure that that's available. But I want to say I did that because adding on shirts is to a shirt is doable. It's just not like a book. So I'll definitely check that. So thanks for asking about that and bringing that up. And yeah, guys, go check it out. KOR-DRATH, Adriana are back. They need to fight the evil Vordoom. They will meet up. Bye-bye, Bella. They will meet up in this book for the first time. That's right. The 6'5" KOR-DRATH meets up with the 12-foot Vordoom. It's about to go down. He is the last of the Red Lines tribe, and he's got the ancestral energy flowing through his veins. His name is KOR-DRATH. Adriana is the sorceress. And this book is full of great action and adventure. So definitely check it out. The link is in the description below. The game module is back. Dennis has written another brand new game module. If you didn't get the first one, you can still get it as an add-on. So check that out as well. Bunch of different cover options to choose from. We've got a bundle so you can get all of KOR-DRATH, The Awakening. I'll just scroll down. Right there in the box. And when I say box, I mean it. We've got the prototype box right here. So let's do solo screen real quick. Prototype KOR-DRATH box. The Awakening homage cover on the front. On the back is the homage cover for the Reckoning. On the side, KOR-DRATH. I made a nice spine so you can slide it into your bookshelf. All the books in the KOR-DRATH, the Awakening box bundle, will come in this box that is shipped inside of another box, because this is a collectible, guys. We're not going to get this messed up. I'm going to keep it nice for you guys.
How many volumes do you plan on doing?
The first major arc is 4.
Okay.
So, I mean, they're all standalone because obviously with the book coming out basically once a year.
Yeah, it's awesome.
We're crafting it as a story where you read it and you're like, that's cool. But then basically like movie sequels, you see the first movie, you're like, that's great. And then you're like, okay, the next one comes out in a year or so and you get the next one. So that is the plan. And then we've got a retailer pack, figure sketch commission. Some of those are still left. And then we've got the real big box that gets you everything from the Reckoning, the game module, the Adriana trading card, the 4 playable character cards, the Shattered Reach map, all 6 covers of the book from the Reckoning, the artist edition, and everything from the Awakening tier for $3.99. Retail price $510. So you're saving a bit of money there if you held out. So yeah, go check it out. And we've got great add-ons, KOR-DRATH, The Awakening, the layouts. It's a book, comic size, same size as the graphic novel. Shows all my layouts before I do any inking. Manga size version in black and white of The Reckoning, which is now edited E for everyone. Went in, made the book kid friendly by taking out that one page. In fact, Dennis, I was going to tell you, one of our fans, Miss Peter Ma from the chat, came up to me at Garden State. She's like, I loved KOR-DRATH. And she had her daughter with her. And she's like, I so wish I could let her read this. And I said, but wait, you can. And she picked up one of the color digests. And she actually said her daughter read it and loved it. And thanked us for doing the E for Everyone version.
Awesome. Love to hear that.
How did you go about doing the E for Everyone? Did you like switch out panels or?
I went in and edited, you'll know, because I know you got it at the con. If you look through it, you'll know the page I'm talking about. I edited the panels, not with like black bars or anything. I just zoomed in tighter, created more panels on the page. So it's still flow storytelling wise, but now you're just like, oh, I know what they're doing, instead of, oh yeah, I see what they're doing. So
yeah. Okay. That's really cool.
So there you go, guys. Check it out. And of course, if you're into role playing, we've got a 2-inch, 3-inch, 5-inch size KOR-DRATH figure. Chris Thayer, I don't know if he's still in the chat. He painted one because we had prototypes made of every one of these as well. He painted up the 5-inch one for us. He is available for commissions. So if you were to back this figure, follow Chris Thayer on X. And you can work out a deal with him, because I honestly don't know what his rates are. But he can color any of the sizes. So there's that. So check that out as well. And
Kevin says, you should draw Adriana wearing her own shirt, but in a size too small.
Oh, not a bad idea. And then the KOR-DRATH collector's box. Guys, if you just want to get one book, cover A, whatever, but you love the box, you can add the box on and check out as well. We'll put your book in the box, put that box in a box, and you'll get it sent to you. So check it out. We sincerely appreciate all you guys watching this, backing the book. And there is one more thing, last but not least, coming Friday, showed it on the Bros last night. KOR-DRATH, the Christmas Miracle children's book, 24 pages. No joke. This book is for kids. Let's watch the trailer. I love this music. Oh, see what I did there? I put in an after scene like Marvel does.
It's a sneak
little
preview.
tease.
Yeah.
Who's that big guy? So yeah, guys, go check that out as well. Sign up, and that launches on Friday. We'll be shipping it in November, so you get it in time for Christmas. It is all ages, easy reader, something to read to your young one, or they can practice reading themselves. So check that out. Join us Friday for when we launch it. And there you go. Paul, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Dennis, thank you for being back. What do we got? About another week before you go on another vacation, is it? Something like that? Maybe 2? How long do I have you for before I have to line up another guest host?
October.
Oh, wow. Sweet.
Right around the corner.
Got to October. Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, thank you all. We will be back next Wednesday, Friday, launching KOR-DRATH, A Christmas Miracle. So join us for that. And I'm going to play this. All right. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Live long and prosper. Great meeting you, Paul.